Someone asked me to talk more about trauma, CPTSD, and being highly sensitive. The specific question was, I did not really receive childhood trauma. My trauma happened in my adulthood, so could this still apply to me? A therapist told me one time that the large proportion of their patients that were experiencing CPTSD actually experienced the trauma in their early adulthood. This is the case with me. I experienced my trauma between 14 and 18 years old. What I believe about why this happens, why we seem to manifest our CPTSD only after we've experienced a trauma event in our early adulthood, is that we come from families with foundational risk factors for CPTSD. So in my family, nobody knew how to process their emotions. Nobody knew how to feel. And people didn't know the difference between feeling, suppression, and expression. So in some families, nobody knows how to just feel their feelings. They just express, and then it's scary for the children. In some families, everyone stuffs it down and nobody feels anything. And that was the case with my family. So I already have this foundational sense that I don't know how to process my big emotions. I also have neglect in the house. I have a sense that nobody is there for me, nobody's paying attention to me, even though all my needs are met. When I cry, somebody comes to take care of me, but there's nobody there who really listens to me, really understands me. I learned early on that my sensitivity was not going to be okay with everybody. I was a highly sensitive child. They could not get me to brush my teeth. They could not get me to wear socks. So they were really used to gaslighting how sensitive I was to everything. Not only did I learn how to gaslight myself and just go through the hypersensitivity, the traumas that were happening to my body, but I had the sense that my feeling sense wasn't really real. And so part of my CPTSD healing is validating every single thing that I feel. And unfortunately, I'm kind of a pain in the ass. I'm a pain in the ass to me. Most of the people I keep around love me and are not bothered by me, but I'm bothered by me. I think I am very sensitive and it sucks. When you talk about anxiety and overwhelm, I think about autistic meltdowns, and I don't know if I will ever cease to have meltdowns. I still have them. I'm not a very external person. Everything is happening internally. So when I'm having an autistic meltdown, it's more like I implode and I run away and I'm unresponsive to people. Another experience I had in discovering my autism was that I had never really been seen well enough by anybody to have a good mirror. So, like, I grow up and nobody sees me and nobody is there to reflect me and what's going on with me and my emotional state. So, I only discovered my autism once somebody truly loved me, showed up in a loving way. And this was not a romantic relationship. This is just someone who had experience and was offering their friendship and held space. And then I could go, I could bounce myself off of this good mirror and figure out what was really going on with me. And I've seen this in the lives of other autistic people. I have a friend, Jeff, who has only realized his autism over the age of 60. And it is because he found a loving relationship in which he was fully accepted for who he was, and he could finally figure out what was going on with his inner workings. Oh, I'm not bad. I'm not too needy. Oh, I'm just very different. There is something about having good mirroring and good relationship that is illuminating for autistic people. I believe that my hypersensitivity is in my brain. I think that I am literally just more sensitive to everything. There are things that I am less sensitive to, so particularly smell. I seek out a lot of smells. But anyway, I think the important thing to know here is that we don't have to be from physically abusive households. We don't have to be from alcoholic households to have the foundational inputs and recipe ingredients for CPTSD. People who have less ingredients develop CPTSD less commonly because they are able to process through their emotional experience. They have nervous system regulation skills. They can co-regulate. They can feel safe with other humans. The list goes on. So emotional neglect is a foundational recipe ingredient for CPTSD, and it is not well talked about. I was reading a book last night, remembering how good it was, CPTSD from Surviving to Thriving by Pete Walker. Pete Walker's other book, The Tao of Fully Feeling, will give you the information about like, hey, feeling is just feeling. It's just a messaging system, and we don't have to be afraid of it. We can get to know ourselves emotionally on a deep level. And hopefully this can help you validate your experience and accept yourself and start to put people around you who are really positive and kind and think you're a good person, because I could not see myself until I had someone positive around me to have a constructive relationship with.